isn't always picture perfect, and we are 3 moms just trying to figure it out together. Let's get real. Welcome to the Think Loud crew. Woo!
That was wild. Almost as wild as our last episode. We said we're going to answer the Q&A questions. We answered 2.
All about sex.
All about sex.
I mean, we still have the Q&A. We can open it back up if you want, y'all.
No, I think that just showed where everybody's minds were at last week.
Yeah, you know what it was? There was so much going on, too, like so much heaviness. Like, we all came in, like, we want something light, not so heavy.
Light and horny.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Always here for the horniness.
Sex and sensuality.
I do feel like there's always heaviness, like on social media and stuff. Like, I feel like I can't open my phone without getting something heavy. And I'm
No, you can't.
It's like something.
And I think that's why I feel like I need to try to like gear off
of your phone,
off my phone, because I already have my heaviness, and then to open up to more heaviness and like scroll and just keep seeing that, it just like
it's a
lot. It's draining sometimes.
It is draining.
It is. I like to detach. I think people some people get upset sometimes because like I'm really not on my phone.
Who gets upset?
Like my mom.
My mom.
She'll be like, I was texting you. And I'll be like, I wasn't on my phone. She'll be like, but I was texting you.
Did you not hear what I said?
It was me.
I even called you. And I'm like, I was not on my phone. Like, even this morning, I was taking a shower. Somebody texted me something, and I didn't respond, quote unquote, fast enough. And then, and actually,
oh,
I'm gonna feel like a bitch for saying this. They were telling me to have a good day, and I was like, I was in the shower, not on my phone,
having a good day.
And then they were like, yeah, me too. like
you didn't say
like
it back?
I didn't say it back, and I was like, well, damn, like I was getting ready. Like,
wow,
patience.
Who was this?
Doesn't even matter.
Oh,
like
I'm so curious.
Yeah. But it was like, yeah, I'm not on my phone, especially now, like, that I don't have my kids. Like, I'm on my phone to, like, call them and check on them. But I'm like, I'm not working.
I admire that, though.
Like,
I need to learn to not be on my phone as much as I am. To, like, detach and then get on it when I need to be on it.
I feel like I'm constantly on mine, but I work from my phone.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. Like, I do a lot of work from my phone, but I've been trying to be like, okay, let me not sit here and do emails from my phone. Like, let me pull out my laptop and actually, like, do my work. Like, have it more designated.
Screens.
Yeah, differentiate. Like,
I'm going to go from a small screen to a big screen.
But I'm also going to type more effectively. I'm going to have more screens up. I've got my notes here. I've got all my stuff. You know, I've got more things to work with. But yeah, like, I've been enjoying my time off my phone. But then there's times where I'm like, all I want to do is play backgammon for like an hour on my phone. Leave me alone.
I get that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it's just hard for me to put it down when I feel like I constantly work from my phone. Even last night, Zach and I were laying in the bed, and he turned the TV off, and that's like his, like, normally we let the TV kind of on until we go to sleep, but we were trying to break that habit and like turning the TV off, let's go to sleep, you know what I mean?
That's healthy.
So he did that, and I was up writing an email, and he said, I just want to know, like, if you send it right now, do you really think they're going to read it and respond right now? And it had to be like past 12 a.m. And I'm like thinking in my head, no, but like they're not going to read it till the morning. So at his point was like, put your phone down, go to sleep, and write the email in the morning when they're going to receive it. Like, you're not going to
be okay.
You're going to be okay. And I feel like in the past I would have gotten...
Okay, husband Zach.
Yeah, it's so annoying.
I love that.
In the past,
so annoying.
I would have gotten like annoyed, kind of like, this is my work, like, let me do my work. But last night I had to just listen and just like put my phone down.
That.
And this morning, y'all, when I woke up this morning, I was hyped to write that email. I was ready. My thumbs were ready.
You were rested.
It wasn't even that I was rested.
She said my thumbs were
just like itching. Like I needed to get it out.
You were looking at Zach happy. You happy I didn't do it. But guess what? I'm doing it now.
But
that's
I
nice to
realized,
have
like,
a partner, your husband, to be like, hey, babe.
Boundaries.
And I needed to just listen.
Boundaries.
Like, okay, let's talk about this, because I feel like I got so much hate when I posted this. Not hate, but just like people like. Okay, this was a while ago. That's my son. Someone. Okay, wait. Damn it! Now I have 2 thoughts in my head. It's gonna bother me
because she sounded like a little
Donnie. So really fast before I give my big point. Here's my small point to that. Someone the other day said, describe Ace. And I literally said, and they were like, huh? And I said, Donnie. Like, Donnie. Y'all don't know Donnie? That is Wild Thornberry. Yeah. That is my kid. That's Ace. Ace runs around all day like, and he's naked.
And every now and then
and he has a stick.
Parker was like,
look
Mom,
at me.
Ace was just running around naked the other day. I said, yep.
Yeah.
Somebody messaged me on Snapchat and said, did your son ever wear pants? No. Be happy that he has a diaper on, bro. Okay.
Free kid. We love that. We love that.
Free kid. Let's go back to the big point. I posted a picture of Zach and I from a photo shoot. Big deal. Big deal. But my caption was frickin' buttholes. My phone is dead, so I can't read it to you. But it was basically
Cheyenne
that cliche-ass caption. Every king... Come on. Let me see. Can I see your phone? Because I want to read it to how I wrote it because it caused a lot of friction.
Where did you write this?
Can I see the phone?
Yeah.
You're still scrolling and you're not giving me the phone.
Kyle wanted to find it.
She wanted to find it so bad.
Yeah.
She knows
but
the
it's
picture.
far down. Okay,
Damn.
here it is. Behind. Okay, now let me set up the picture.
What picture is it?
Zach is sideways, so it's a little back action, and So picture his back. This is his back right here, right?
That's Zach's back.
So his face is going that way.
Yes.
All right.
What are you doing?
And my arm is around his back, and I'm kind of behind. Yes, like that. I'm kind of behind him.
Yes. Oh.
All right. I'm kind of behind him.
And he's like, yeah,
and
baby.
he's like, I'm that man. Okay. My caption.
And this is my baby.
Behind every king is a queen.
People were like, oh my God.
You are equal. Be on his side. A queen leads.
All I'm wondering is if Travis' ears are okay as you yell into this mic right now.
I felt like people were screaming at me. How dare you put yourself behind him? And I'm just like,
I can't whisper in his ear what to do if I'm standing in front of him.
I'm just like, oh my God, I didn't know that this was going to be a thing.
Say the caption again. Behind every...
Put your face right here. Her phone locked. All right.
Oh, this is the picture I imagine.
Yeah. Okay. The caption again is behind every king is a queen.
And people were mad at it.
Oh, okay. Let me read you some of the comments.
Okay.
Beside, not behind.
Oh.
Hold on. I can't scroll fast enough.
Beside, not behind. But why can't...
Behind every queen is a king. I fixed it for you.
But why can't you... This is...
Always behind. Never behind. Always beside.
So you can't respect, like, your...
Hey, nice photo.
Right, like...
Next to every king is a queen. Never behind. Beside.
You're behind your man. I'm behind him.
Kings can't make moves, queens do.
Wait.
What?
Kings can't make moves, queens do.
Okay.
And I'm just like, okay, everybody's a little mad at me. But what I realized is that
they were like, nah, sis,
why
this
is
the
it
message we're trying to get out
bad
there.
to be submissive to your man?
Say it one more time.
Man.
Why is it bad to be submissive to your man or your woman or whatever the fuck you want to date? I feel like what was the problem in me saying that? I didn't find the energy behind. I didn't find it to be so negative when everyone was like, no, you're besides him, you're in front of him, you make the moves, he don't do shit. Like, it's like, Jesus.
Like, why can't my king make the moves and I'm behind him?
It's one of those things where it's like you guys are all saying the same thing. It's just like
in a different way.
Yeah, so it's like as long as you guys are supporting each other and doing the thing.
I just think in our generation, it's like, I get the equality behind everything, but I feel like our generation, we don't know how to let people lead. Like,
We
I
don't
think
let our-
we
know
don't
how to
know
let-
how to let our men
lead.
lead.
We
I
don't.
agree.
That
or
is
put
a
them in the
hu-
position
to
to
lead.
I think
'cause
a lot of us women,
use a leader, my homie.
I think a lot of women have become the masculine lead in relationships, and I don't think that, like you just said, we don't let our men lead or like be the man that they can be, because then we're overbearing over it. We're like, no, I'm this, I'm that, and that's okay. It's okay to be the boss in the relationship and to be a breadwinner, but also we have to let our men be kings and let our men do what they can do for us.
I think I've realized that what do I want out of my marriage? What do I want out of my relationship?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I always think about those things. How can we grow within our marriage? And
Yeah.
where do we go with it? Because I feel like it is a growing thing. Where
Yeah.
you grow as an individual, but you also grow within your relationships. And for me, I had to learn how to let my man lead us, lead our relationship, lead our family, lead our household. And if I'm constantly breaking him down, that's not building him up.
No, that's not even being supportive.
No.
Like,
And I think that it's totally fine to be equal. I'm unequal. I tell Zach shit all the time. But I also listen more than what I'm barking. And I feel like
I like listening to
I feel like, what is the issue? I was like, dang.
You like being some like.
Oh, I pray for a man who has like that leadership with
Yeah.
him, who can lead me, like the family I see fit, and like provide that space where I want to submit to him. Like, I think there's a lot of power within like the trust and like security and stability there, like, and that's emotional, mentally, physically, like spiritually. So it's like, if I'm submitting to my man and trusting in him leading, like, what you want, baby?
Bow down.
Right.
Like, what do you want? Like, to me, that makes me feel good. That's fulfilling to me. So like, I pray for that moment.
I do
like,
too. I can't wait. That's another thing that I pray for. I can't wait for a man to come into my household, or just for me to help me lead and help me figure things out. As a man, it's just a different, I feel like a man brings just a whole different energy into a home or into a relationship.
If he is a man.
Right. If he is a man, and if he has brought up a man and knows how to be a man. Yes.
Yes. I agree.
like that you just brought that point.
I agree.
If he is a
If
man.
you bring a little boy in your house, he's going to have little boy energy. And I feel like that's when pettiness and all this other egos and pride and all that. It's like, okay, I don't need another little boy in my house.
Right.
That is not conducive to a space for a soft woman to live and submit. Like, and I think that's an issue, because a lot of guys just think, oh, I'm the man, you submit. And it's like, no baby.
What are you
First
doing?
of all,
What are you doing? What are you bringing to the table? I'm a queen. Are you a king?
Right. And I think that is a good conversation for all of us to have is, do you submit to your partner?
Yeah.
And what does that look like for you? And that, to me, does not have to be negative. That's not...
It's
now,
not
don't take that
negative.
as Zach is screaming at me talking about fold my clothes, cook dinner,
No.
suck my dinner.
why was that in my head next? And I was like, I wonder if she's gonna go there.
That's not what I'm
Like,
saying. But I do like it when he comes with that grown man energy. We need to sit down and we need to discuss things that this family needs to do. And I'm sitting there like,
a man with a plan.
I was just about to say that.
Man with the
Yes,
plan.
Daddy. What do you want me to do?
right. And that's what I'm like, yes,
that's
tell me
sexy.
what you want me to do. Like, that's different
It's a
energy.
turn on.
That's a turn on to me. Do y'all get turned on by your man or whoever,
Yeah. I think
sitting you down and laying down the law? Tell me what, like, I'm like,
tell me what to do.
Exactly.
Why? Oh my god.
No, but it is a turn on when a true man comes in and holds is grabbing on the rings and
Yeah.
like, this is what it is, or like,
Yeah.
this is how things should run, or listen to me. You can listen to me. Let's go back
you guys
and forth.
bounce things off each other. And I think that that's one thing
I think it's healthy.
I love about Zach is that we can have those conversations where they may be uncomfortable, but we have those conversations. And I feel like I'm heard, and then I feel like he feels like he's heard. And that's how we've been able to handle things. But there are some times where he's like, no, this is what we're doing. This is what I think is best for our family and our household. And this is how I would like to do it. And I'm sitting there like, well, shit, what else do you want to do?
Man, I can't wait to have those conversations with somebody because I'd be looking in the mirror like,
bitch, is this a great idea? This is what we about to do.
I'm in the bathroom feeling bipolar, like,
are you Issa Rae in the mirror?
You got this, but then it's like, oh, we don't have this, and then it's like, no, you did it. Go look at your book. You're crossing things off. And then I'm like, it's crazy in there. Like,
yeah. Okay, we've talked about this before. Now that you guys are kind of like in this dating sphere, I feel like you've had a few dating experiences lately. Have you rethought about what is in your top 5 for a man?
Yes.
Top 5, like what?
Like, you know, your
qualities.
top 5.
Yes.
I feel like I'm asking Kyle from the standpoint of, I feel like she's been in the dating world a little bit now.
Yes.
And now you've seen different, personalities and character
have things
traits.
change for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's hear this.
Let's hear talk
Okay,
to us, girl.
so I had to like step back on some situation because it was just like a little too much, a little too quick.
What was a little too much?
Like everything. But it was also like I was with the shits.
So they were falling hard and you were falling harder.
No, I was not falling harder. I was just like
You were equally falling.
I was like falling, but at the same time I was like, hey, like, I've got all this stuff going on.
But
like
what was
these are like
you said
my
you were with the
focuses.
shits. What does that mean?
Like it was
You
a
were
mutual.
with-
It was
you
a
were with
mutual.
whatever
Okay,
he
remember
was
that
mutual.
episode that we
There were
did when
mutual
you...
feelings, but the timeline was just like was different. I
So
feel.
I'm going to bring this up.
Yes.
There was an episode
Shanan.
where you said that you and a guy that you were dating
Yes.
were going to go see a financial advisor. Remember
Yes.
that? And I said, is this a financial advisor to help you, or is this a financial to help the two of you see where to grow your finances? And you were like, and I said, I think we should slow down. You're like, I'm exploring and it's sparked my interest. So is that something that
You were with the shits?
that's a version of you
that
being
was
with the
version
shits.
of me being with the shits.
Yes.
Yeah.
To answer your question.
Thank
so
you.
it's like
Yes.
I'm open to things, like not necessarily like just open to whatever, but like in that moment I was open to.
Why did my eye twitch?
I don't know.
Damn.
That was crazy. Shannon was like,
But I feel like that's a perfect example of you being open to and down with the shit.
yes, where it was like, okay, like I'm curious because
Yeah.
it was new for me as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what it is. Like if something's new and I'm like, okay, this is like in the wheelhouse of something that I like or like would like, I'm down. Like
Yeah.
I'll go with it. But like for me right now, also like I've got so much going on where I don't think I'm like a good relationship person for what that person needed.
So you're stepping back and going.
So I
like,
had to step back because for me, I don't want to be in a situation either where like someone needs like a certain level of energy and I'm not able to give that to them because of like my priorities are different right now.
Yeah.
So
That makes sense.
yeah.
I think that it's good that you can realize that and not string along somebody who is giving you that energy and you're not able to reciprocate it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's good that you're able to vocalize that.
And this isn't to be like fuck you, bye,
Right.
like that's it.
No, but
it's
you're
like,
like-
hey, I actually do respect you as a person. Like I
Yeah.
like what you have going on, and like I want things to be good. So it's like if I want things to be good, like people who know me, like the men that like know me or like have been with me, not been with me for years, but like
Okay, where's this going?
like my friends, like my guy friends who have like been friends with me for years. I don't know how, like, why. I don't
Keep
know why I
going because I'm
said
trying
so.
to get. I'm like right there with you, and I'm just trying to see where we're going.
No, like they know it's like we're cool, but it's also like I need my space, I need my time, and like things don't always match up with like what they want. So it's where I am in life right now. It's either like you're patient with me and like that's what it is, or you say, okay, you know what, that doesn't work for me, and I'm out. So
Do you have these like real life conversations?
I do with some people, and it's like it's
scary.
to me it's very interesting because like I have like friendships where it's like we'll talk about our dating situation, but it's also like we'll talk about us, and it's like
the
two
okay,
of
I'm
us.
confused.
No, but it's like
me too.
we'll
I'm trying to follow.
So it's open. It's like an open forum.
It's like an open forum, yeah, because it's
So if you're here for me, you're here for me.
yeah.
And you're willing to wait for my whole being and what I'm processing at the moment, then you're here.
But at the same time, you guys will talk about dating.
Like, I'll be
other
like,
people.
Other people. Because it's like, I'm not in that place right now.
Got it.
And it will be in different cities or different states. Shit, we could be in the same
Different
place.
country.
And like, I'm just like, this is where my focus is. And right now, like, my focus is myself, my kids, and building my business. So it's like, unless you like fit into that realm, it's, you know.
I feel like when you're in building, like your season of building, that it's hard to, how do I say it? It's hard to bring somebody along with you for that roller coaster or that ride when you sometimes you need to ride by yourself.
Yeah, you do.
Like you need to sit in a single seater and ride this wave for yourself. And I think that you're kind of in that season right now where you're trying to do different things. You're trying to elevate. You want different things for yourself. Yeah. I feel like you're still in your season of like healing, and
like this time for me has really been like very healing and cathartic, and like I've been able to really slow down so I can see what is actually like I miss my kids so much, and they look like they're living their best lives, and part of me is like, go visit, go do this, but then I'm also like, girl, enjoy this time to really like cut out all the fluff and like purge and really just like get organized and work, just be about your business. So it's like dating, but like I ain't doing shit right now, y'all. I'm at home, like, well, I'm at work, or I'm like I'm doing online classes, working on my business plan. Like I've gone out maybe 3 or 4 times in the time that my kids have been gone, or I'm at Cheyenne's house.
Yeah, we really like her at our house.
Yeah, like I've been filling my time with like I've been working with a personal trainer. I've been taking like voice lessons.
I think that it's really good that I feel like
her at our house.
You got it into you though.
Yeah, like this is I'm happy. I'm kind of proud of myself because I haven't been like ripping and running and trying to like force all this stuff to happen. I've been really kind of like trying to be
slowing down,
like gentle to myself and really just focus. Like, and I'm like, oh, I'm actually doing it. That's why my conversations with myself in the mirror, they've changed. Where it's like before I used to be like, chaotic, but now it's like, oh, like what do we have on the agenda today?
Right.
Like,
it's softer.
I feel like anytime we've talked about co-parenting with you and Mez, it's always you have the boys here, so it's like that version of co-parenting. How is this version of co-parenting now?
It's really weird.
Do you like it?
No. Yes and no.
Okay, what are the pros and cons?
Pros, I get a break. I'm not gonna even front like this is amazing, guys. Like I get to have
I love this for you.
Crazy schedule. I get to do things for myself. Like
you get to eat a hot meal.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
A hot meal.
You get to shower.
For like an y'all know I love
You get to use the bathroom without people in there.
That is amazing.
I get to actually...
And you get to really take your nice showers that you like to take.
Oh my God. Zach literally says we should check the water bill for the time that Cloud does stay with us because she will be in the shower for hours.
I don't think people realize Kyle likes her shower time.
You guys, when I go on dates now, like the questions I have or like skill sets I need are so offlandish.
So give us an example of one.
Well, like I've lately, my whole thing is like I want a man to like buy me a cow and a deep freezer. Like, they're like, what's something, like, no, okay, this is not like something I came up with. This guy was like, what do you want right now? Like, and I was like, I would love like a sustainable cow in a deep freezer. But I said it jokingly, and they were like, wait, what? And I started talking about like, just for like budgeting. I was like, I'm a single parent. Like, this was like a fun conversation. And then he was like, actually, you need a bull. And then we had this whole conversation about like this stuff. And I was like, I think I like you. Like,
I think that's your that.
yeah, like,
People
but
can
it's
turn
like,
her on and telling her
I'm not
that
about to get
they'll
you a
buy-
cow. I'm about to get you a bull, baby.
so that we could have some livestock and like make some money from it. And I'm like, ooh, I like the way you think. So it's like, yeah. So I'm like, I'm just literally, I'm saying whatever I feel like saying right now. And if people are down for it, I'm like, cool. Like, I think I'm actually being myself. And
I
You
want
are
you to
being
be
yourself.
yourself.
so funny.
I
Because
want
normally
no other version of yourself.
I would just keep these things to myself. And
I want to know
I had somebody
who the guy is that said, I'll get you a bull.
He came back with he was like, how much is a cow? And I was like, damn, I need to know this shit. I need to be
Yeah,
quick on
you
my
need to
game.
know
you
that.
need to write.
How much is a cow?
Okay, so cows, depending on what kind of cow you
Like
get,
a baby cow?
they can. So that's the thing. The calves, I think, start to like between like 12 and 15, but they can
$1,000?
range. Yeah, they can
That's
range
an
up to
expensive ass thing.
$3,000 depending on where you get the cow, how the
$3,000?
cow is
I think she
fed.
said 30.
3,000. I'm sure there's cows
30?
that cost even more. No,
Or
3,000. The ones
Okay.
I was looking at.
The ones that I was looking at.
But what I want to do is
You're
like,
about to have a cow at your house, Shy.
no, I wanted to butcher it so I don't have to buy meat for like the next year or two.
Oh my God, now she's killing the cow.
Yes.
You should go up to my cousin's farm. They
But
like
it's-
they kill their animals. They have a whole bunch of
What is-
lambs and all types of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
You would like living there.
Okay. Like, we talk about, like, yeah, random things. But that's like
one of your
my,
conversations
like,
with the man?
outlandish, like, let me see.
That's how your
Let me
conversations
see, because
go
I
with the
know
man?
I'm quirky. Like, I know
okay,
I'm like,
okay.
yes.
You are.
Yes, and
You
I
are
know
very
it.
quirky.
That's why I'm like, let me just see. How
And
do
you need
handle
to be
my-
with somebody
quirkiness.
that
Yeah.
is going to not only like accept your quirkiness, but
But be
like,
like, nah, baby,
elevate it
we
and
need to get a
acknowledge
bull.
it
Like, okay.
and love it.
We're going to get a bull,
Yes.
and then we're going to have
Yes.
livestock. That's how
And
it's
I will
like,
say that
oh.
in your past dating, I've never seen you with somebody that elevates and loves on your quirkiness. And I want that for you.
I do too, because like, I honestly
That's
feel
who
like
you are.
I could be a funny ass person sometimes, but I'm like, people don't really know it because
You don't get to be funny.
I just like, I'm quiet, or I'll just be stoic, or I'm just like observing, or I'm just like, where's my friend? This is stupid. Like,
So in this
Like,
phase
where's my
of your dating life,
friend?
in this phase of you dating, you
Yes.
feel like you're truly being your authentic self.
I think for the first time ever.
And you're not caring about whatever you throw out.
It is what
is
it
what you're
is.
throwing
This is what
out.
I'm feeling. This is what I'm going through. But it's also like I've been able to differentiate like different maturity levels within men and their like emotional state or their mental state or like their financial state or their spiritual state by the things that I bring to them. So it's like, yeah, I could talk about the cow and the deep freezer, but it's also like, hey, what book are you reading? Like, let's go into some shit. Like, what are you doing? Like,
Have you
Um,
ever met somebody within like this new phase of dating that
mhm.
has had an issue with you having 2 kids?
No one's had a common issue with the kids. Someone did make a statement about me having an Instagram following, and they were like, oh, you're just like one of those like Instagram girls. And I was like,
What?
no, I'm not. And they were like, well, how if you this? And I was like trying to explain, but I was like, I'm not about to explain this shit. And I was just like, my family, like I film
Instagram.
for things sometimes.
I
Mind
feel
you,
for things sometimes. Boy, my mind went to porn, and you don't feel porn.
Like,
And I automatically thought porn.
no, because like I normally don't give people like my social media, and like that person reminded me exactly.
So how can somebody say that you're an Instagram girl?
And I was
They
like,
don't know
never
you.
mind. You just
You're
saw
just
something.
looking at,
Yeah.
You
You
just saw
wanted-
something.
You just put me in this box, and I was like, that's not me at all. Like, I'm the girl who's like, I don't know where my phone is in my bedroom for 6 hours because I'm like reading and
Or in
doing
your
a
own
class
world.
right now, or just laying here like thinking. Like, no, I'm not on my no.
No.
Like
She got
sometimes,
mad.
no, because sometimes I'm like, I wish I was a little bit more into it. Because I'm like, people be making hella bread, and I'm like, I've got like a great guide right here, and I know she gets frustrated with me sometimes, but I'm like,
I want to go look up cows.
Give me my bull in my deep freezer.
I was really wondering if, like, in dating, if you've, had any challenges with the fact that, like, you have kids.
And maybe in your youngest,
do
they
just want to make sure that my relationship is over
with your baby daddy,
with my children's father, and that I am open to having more children, which I am. So that's their conversation.
What about you? As far as dating guys that have kids, do you have any boundaries or rules in your head about that?
So, no, it's so interesting. Even previous to having kids, I have dated men with children. Mm-hmm. And one of the guys I am exchanging conversations with right now has no kids. Mm-hmm. And, like, I really like it. And
that he has no kids.
That he has no kids. Like, there's no... I feel like... Okay, one of my best friends, she's always like, girl, you be picking these men, and then you got to, like, fix a situation. Like, don't go into a situation where you got to fix anything. You be the problem. Like, if there's going to be a problem,
let it be you.
Let it be you. Let them fix you. And I'm like, oh,
you don't need to be fixed.
Not that I'm looking to be fixed, but it's like I'm always here for, like, elevation and support.
Yeah.
So... like within this situation, like the conversation is so different. Like the accountability, I feel like it's just, I'm like, dang, I'm about to be this lady who's like, I got kids, but like, where the single men at? Like only like, and I'm not saying like that, but it's almost like it's very different. But
you like it.
I like it.
Yeah. You like a man with no kids.
I think that's okay to say because I feel like there's men who will say they won't date a woman with kids.
Yeah.
I mean, kids add another layer.
There's a whole
not baggage,
other
layer.
layer. And it's, I feel like with my my situation, and we're cross country, like, I'm going to say that's enough. Right, that's enough.
You mean you think that's enough to bring into a relationship?
That's yeah. But who knows? I might meet someone who has children and fall madly in love, and
the kids won't matter.
But at this moment,
and I will love their children, like, regardless.
Yeah.
The children have never deterred me from caring for someone.
I do think it's interesting that you say that the conversation with the guy with no kids is different. Like a different conversation.
What makes it different? Is it
feels
lighter?
Very mature. I feel like I'm talking to an adult, like
that's nice.
Adult man who's like, yeah, it's very like.
And so when you talk to men with kids, you feel like it's childish?
It's not that it's childish, but sometimes it's just more like, I'm not your therapist, and I'm not here to hear about your trauma. So it's like people don't always know those boundaries.
I never thought about it like that.
I thought you were gonna go somewhere different with the
it's different stresses. Oh yeah, go let work be your stress today. I don't want to have to sit here and listen about
your child's mother
and your kid that
Yeah, I get it.
I think especially if it's a situation that isn't good.
Yeah, it's difficult because me and Mezier, even though we're not together, it's not a bad situation. Like,
you still have your boundaries set up. You still have somewhat of a schedule. Like, you still know certain things where I feel like if you date somebody who doesn't have those things set up, then that's where it would get rocky.
Yeah, and it's like sometimes it makes me feel weird where it's like, how can I speak so happily or like be elated about like my children and their situation where maybe your situation or your relationship with your children doesn't have that same reflection. And it's like, for me, it makes me feel like I have to like curtail or be more mindful or tiptoe. Yeah. And I ain't doing no more tiptoeing. Like I
like that.
I am here to like take up space now and to like ask questions without feeling like, I don't know if I can really
hurting your feelings or you're not.
And it's so sensitive. Like children is such a sensitive topic. So it's like if there is sensitivity that I cannot like comfort and I can see like there's nothing
type of healing.
I feel like if I was single and dating, I couldn't date a guy who had kids that wasn't an active father.
that.
I think that would be a turnoff for me.
I not now, but I did date someone or talk to somebody who wasn't an active father, and that shit was stressful. That's why we ended it, because I'm like, how are you not making sense of your situation? Here's steps that I can tell you that you can do.
Yeah.
And it would just always be an excuse. It would always be like, oh, but the mother is this and that. And I'm like, yo, I'm a single mother. Do you not understand that? So I don't think I could never date somebody who's not an active father or present or doing
I
the
just
steps.
think I'm too much into my kids.
Yeah.
That dating a guy that I know has kids and you're not playing a role, I couldn't stand by you with that.
No.
Because stand by them, and I'd probably make them sick.
There's in every situation,
I would make it
why
sick.
are we not going to court? Why are we not calling 911? Why are we doing this? Please no. If somebody takes my kid and says I can't have them,
no.
911. My kid's kidnapped.
I found the best lawyers that we could find.
Like, why aren't we taking the steps?
I
And
feel
it's
like
been this long. Like,
the
you're not doing
relationship would
anything?
get dragged down by me constantly probably nagging at why you're a shitty dad.
Yeah.
Or why you're not taking the steps to be a better father.
Right.
But sometimes I think
And you don't know what these people have
you
been
don't know.
through.
And that's the thing. You don't
do
know.
not know.
And
Or the
I would want
full-on
to talk
story,
to the
I want to talk to him.
Yes.
Y'all.
What happened?
Why is he not with your kid?
Because
So-
he's gonna have a story, and she's gonna have a story. But somewhere in the middle, that shit's gonna meet up.
Exactly.
I have been in that position where the dad was not as active as what I thought he could be. And I was like, but I was, by then I had met the children and I was invested. Still am invested. But I ended up becoming friends with the mom because I was like dealing with their kids, but it was also like, what's going on around here? Like,
Yeah, what's really going on?
what's really going on? Because, you always, there's, like you said, there's
always different-
his
yeah.
side, her side, then there's the truth, the kids got a version, and the grandparents got a version.
If the kids
Yeah.
can talk.
and they're sitting here like,
They'll tell you the real truth.
and I'm sitting there like, okay.
Yeah.
Shit, you want to go to the zoo? Like I just heard a lot. I got to process, but like, we're going to go do something now.
Yeah.
So I've been in that position, and I've also been in the position where it was a lot. It was a lot. It was like, I'm not laughing. Okay. I'm sorry.
After
Serious
she just
moment.
now I want to know what happened.
Because I'm sitting here thinking like, damn girl, why you be messing with all this shit? Like, what is going on? But the child had been kidnapped and was taken overseas, and it was just like there were a lot of layers. There were lawyers involved. Shut up, Cheyenne. It was a lot.
I know what you're talking about.
It was a lot.
And I just want to say, Kyle brings home very interesting people with all
Characters.
these stories. And my mom and I just sit there and listen. And then as soon as she exits the room, we're like, did we hear that right?
Never again.
You normally take on a lot of shit.
Yeah, she does.
I do.
Whoever told you want to fix people,
fuck them.
no, that's true. When I really think about your
It
dating
stresses
history,
me out.
I feel like you do date people
I'm
that
like,
have a lot of shit going on.
And it's like, it's not like little stuff.
No.
It's like compounded, complex trauma. And I'm like, why do you guys keep finding me? And like,
maybe because you're so like nurturing.
I'm very nurturing. And like, I'm also like, okay,
You
if
have
this is
such
the
a soothing
problem,
voice.
let's figure out a solution.
So you're like,
Thank you,
come
Shanan.
here. Come to Mama Kyle. I will fix you.
Not even I will fix you, because I don't believe you can fix a person.
No,
but
you
it's
can't.
like, if
You
you're,
extend yourself so much to begin with.
and then I
that
get like,
and then people like will probably just take
I think
from
they
that.
just
yeah,
leech on
they
to
really
that.
do.
You wanna
Yes.
help? But I love for you now in this realm of
No,
Kyle.
I had to check myself the other day.
Oh, uh-oh.
I reunited twin sisters at anime, and afterwards I was like, how?
Oh my god.
Like,
So you
why?
weren't invested. You can
why
invest it in people's lives.
people ask me for help sometimes and I don't know how to say no, or I'm like, oh, I see a solution, so I know it's possible, and they may not see a solution.
You reunited
and
two twins.
they were lost. They lost each other in the convention center. It was crazy. But that's besides the point. But it's like, yeah, sometimes people, like, the people I attract, or like the people that like latch onto me, have some real crazy shit that's gone on, and like,
I wonder why that is.
They pour it all out to me, and I listen, and then I'm like, I don't think I
weigh on you as a.
It does. Okay. I've had to figure out ways to.
Because that's a lot
put
of
boundaries
energy
there.
To take in.
I've had to learn how to establish boundaries. Because sometimes people will just be like, "Hey, I need a trauma dump." Like,
oh no!
And I'm like,
oh,
why
no.
do you think I'm that person?
Right.
Well, what makes you think
Because that's
that?
not fair.
I also don't think that I'm that person to ever hit up my friend and say, "Can I trauma dump on you?"
No.
Like,
I'm definitely.
I think I would write it down in a note on my phone.
And that is mine.
Before I would call anyone and say, "Let me dump this on you."
And I'm like, you can't trauma dump on me, but if you want to talk after you've like processed or released it, like, I'm here. So it's like I've had to learn how to be like,
have boundaries up.
Boundaries there, because people will be like, whoosh, and I'm just sitting there
that's
like,
a lot.
And that's where it comes in before you talk to somebody, like, hey, do you have this space for me?
Shannon
that's a good.
I
like that. That's a good friendship tip. Do that again, or say that again.
So whenever I call somebody, if I do need to release, or I have something heavy, mainly I do it with Kyle. I'm like, hey, do you have this space to hear me right now? And if she doesn't have this space, I have no hurt feelings. That shows me that, she's going through something. And then maybe I go, hey, do you need to talk to me?
Because I have the space.
Because I have the space.
And this has gone both ways, where it's like, yes, I can listen to you today. And then there's times where it's like, nah. But like, give me a minute, and then we'll come back to each other.
I think that's really healthy within your friendship.
Yeah. And even in any other type of relationship, like even if in your marriage, or maybe in if you're dating
your relationships,
someone, like it's
everything.
not. I think it should be mandatory, but I just feel like sometimes when you feel like you're releasing something or telling somebody something, that they have this space for it.
Yeah.
But you don't, like what we always say, you never know what somebody's whatever mental they're going through.
Yeah.
Maybe they're going through something super hard and they can't take what you're about to load on them.
Or they know that they're not going to be able to give you the response that you like deserve, or you need, or the listening ear. Because there's times where it's like, yeah, I can listen, but I know my response might be like icky.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you're in that space, I'm not trying to give you like icky energy on top of it, and you're like, wait, what? Like, why the hell am I talking to you now?
So
I think that that's a really good friendship tip.
Yeah.
I feel like when I think about like my friendships, like how we respond to different things or how we communicate, one of the things Remy did the other day, she said, I want to run something by you guys and pick your brain. But she also realizes, like, we're both, it was Zane and I were both busy. So she said, answer this question when you have time, like when you don't rush into it, right? But answer it when you're ready to answer it. I'm gonna send it, but answer it when you can. And I really appreciated that, and I don't think I thought about how much I appreciated that until now.
Yeah. Because it gave you, probably made you feel like I don't have to rush to answer this right now.
Yeah.
I can have time to think about it. I don't have a pressure. I'm not going to be a bad friend if I don't answer it at this second.
Right. And it shows like they're acknowledging that you've got a schedule and priorities and other things going on. I think that's great. Yeah. Another little friendship tip recently that helped me, someone needed some like reference questions, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna type them up. But then it was so much to type up, and they were like, send a voice note. So it's like, even sometimes just how you share information rather than just like a cold text, or what can be seen as cold. Like, even if you can't have that conversation, but the question or topic, or want to convey a feeling, like put it in a voice note. And then if you send it, you send it. If not, that's for you. But I'll be sending my friends voice notes.
I hate when you send me a voice note and it's like 3 seconds long, and I'm like, I have to like re-listen to it a few times. I'm like, why is this so quick?
It's probably a mistake.
I'm like, what is happening?
Sometimes I'm a little
What is
slow in it.
Yeah, I'm like, who sends a 3-second voice note? How did you get anything out that quick? Right. All right. You guys got WTFs or advice for this week? I'm going to throw my water bottle at both of you guys. I feel like you both said, I'm gonna.
Do you have a WTF or advice?
Okay, not advice, but since we're talking about friendships, so maybe last week, Remy and Zaina, we've been trying to get our schedules aligned. Our schedules have not been aligning for us to just hang out. We talk every day, but we haven't seen each other in person. So finally, we got in person.
Aww.
That's
good.
Yes. We got in person.
Like,
we had a wine and pizza night at my house, and it was just relaxed. It wasn't fancy. Like, it wasn't thought out. We all are so busy within our schedules, but we literally scheduled this time for wine and pizza.
I love that.
And
wine and pizza.
we had a great night, and we were sitting there talking, and then my neighbor texted me that morning and was like, I need a drink and I need a dinner. So I was like, I'm gonna invite my neighbor over.
Yeah.
And we had already had our time. Like, we had already, Zayn and Remy we already had like our good time together. So I asked him, can I, and have my neighbor come over. She needed a drink too, and we still had drinks and lots of pizza.
A little variety.
Right. So we were all sitting there talking, and we didn't talk about friendships and like what are our rules in friendships or boundaries in friendships or what do you want out of friendships. And I realized after when everybody left, we sat there and talked for probably like 3 hours about friendship and expectations of our friends and what are like rule breakers. But one of the big topics were how to make friends as an adult. And I'm just going to leave that on the table. I want you guys to think about for next week, how do you make friends as an adult?
I feel like that's something that's been coming up in
Often.
my social experiences recently.
I said leave it on the table.
No, I'm going to leave it on the table. So it's,
yes,
I'm excited
I want you to think about it.
I'm thinking.
Over this week, I want you to think about how you make friends as an adult. Okay?
That's a good thought.
And if you think about it and you're like, oh, this is one thing, write it down.
Okay.
So that next week we can talk about how you make friends as an adult. And if you have like rules, boundaries, places, like think about those things. And for you guys, I want you to think about it also. And we'll probably put up like a post this week and start to write down how to make friends as an adult.
What are those green flags in friendships and red flags?
Yeah.
Oh, that's one thing I feel like I've been really proud of myself lately.
Is this your WTF for advice?
Yeah, this is my advice. So I guess in like, how we were talking about how these people come to me with all these complex things. They're like total red flags. And it's like, run, bitch, run sometimes. But like, I'm still like, whatever, it's okay. Like, I'm not dying, I'll survive. That is not the point. Y'all, when those red flags be peeking, really look at the red flags.
Yeah.
And when the green flags are like, hey, I'm here, be mindful of those. Like, sometimes I think people forget what the green flags look like because we're so like, what are the red flags? Or like, just
So when you said you're proud of yourself, did you catch a red flag or a green flag?
Oh, I've been catching green flags and I caught some red flags and I was like,
did you release those?
So you
red flags?
you backed up. Oh, she's backing. Don't hit the TV.
She's backing up.
Where in the past you would have just flowed.
I would have just like kept going with it until it was like, girl, what are you doing? But like now I'm like, I ain't got.
It kept flipping.
I kept watching it.
We
don't have time for that.
No, I like that.
I don't like, and it's nice because it's like I'm kid free right now, and I could totally be on some like bullshit. But like I'm not on the bullshit, so I feel
you growing up.
Growing up, y'all.
She's maturing right before our eyes, y'all.
I was a late bloomer, but like we're getting better.
I think that's good. And I think that's really good advice or like, acknowledgement and growth. Yeah.
And like write down some green flags. Like what are your green flags as well? So like when something is like good or healthy, like, and literally write it out. 'Cause ask a friend,
Yeah.
This is when you have to like talk to your friends and like share things because they'll even be like, what? Like you may not always recognize, or there's things that I've said where that I wasn't necessarily like, oh, that's a good thing. And Cheyenne will be like, oh, no, that's really good. And I'm like, oh.
That is really good.
That is really good, yeah.
I do like that.
I'm like, oh, yeah, they did do this. Okay, like, that's what that is. Or how that could be interpreted. But that's that late bloomer stuff. So if you got a friend who went to an all-girls school, talk some sense into her because she's probably a bubblehead like me.
Oh my God. All right, Shannon, your turn.
Help.
You were doing so good, Kyle.
Until you did all the other rest.
That's why I can't be talking to myself in the mirror anymore with my little pep talks.
Oh, Lord.
Might start strong and then it's like, why? You were done talking. What's poppin', Shannon?
What are you?
Brain.
Oh. I'm like, what are you doing?
I don't know. My brain is so discombobbled this week.
You want to pass? You can pass.
And pass.
It's okay.
You want a hug?
Probably later.
Okay.
All right. Well, I hope you guys all have a really good week.
Wait, Shannon's wearing her advice. Stop being racist.
Shannon's like, oh, that's what it says. No, I'm just kidding.
What if I didn't know what my shirt
She really
said?
looked down like, is that
I
what my shirt
forgot what
says?
shirt I was wearing.
That's her advice.
All right, you guys, follow
Spread
us
love.
on Think Loud Crew on Instagram and on YouTube. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and check us out on any podcast platform, wherever you get your podcast from.
I thought you were about to be like, dunna, and dunna, and dunna, and dunna.
You know, music and me, this doesn't go there.
Okay.
It wasn't going there. I'm so sorry.
It wasn't going
It
there.
wasn't going there, but you guys can follow me at Shy Not Shy.
You're about to make me choke out of laughing. My name is R. You can follow me at R. Kyle Lynn.
And you can follow me at Hair by Shannon C.
And don't forget to tell your
Your
crew
crew
about our crew.
crew.